Greetings, brothers and sisters. We have finally made it to another reaction on this Mystelics Reacts channel. Of course, hand clap goes out to all the Mystelics family and the new individuals who tune in to see what's up on this vibrations. My thoughts and comments, brothers and sisters. Also, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below so I can see them as well. Leave them, of course, in the comment box below. I would appreciate that right there. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button, click the like button to push these videos further and further there. And of course, don't forget to do what? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Of course, brothers and sisters, some of you guys saying Mystelics, I don't see it. Subscribe, brothers and sisters, and watch the videos, and you will definitely be notified when I post my videos right there. Of course, sometimes you don't need to subscribe, but if you're watching the videos, of course, they will then reference them to you. But of course, if you want to be notified on all the things that I'm talking about, I think it's very vital that you subscribe to this channel. So definitely do so. I think the link is there, over there. What are those places? You see something on the side of this thing, brothers and sisters. Anyways, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations for the day right there. We see this sentiment. Of course, I think a number of persons were worried. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Trump the Batman. Not really. But of course, as indicated right there, brothers and sisters, I know a number of persons, even I saw some Caribbean YouTubers posting this out and saying we are in trouble and stuff. But apparently, they made some statement, brothers and sisters, on the merit of this sentiment, stating that the Caribbean is not in trouble with this thing. Of course, the U.S. visa bond pilot list excludes the Caribbean nations. Washington announcement brings relief to the Caribbean travelers. Of course, Caribbean nations, only Malawi and Zambia are named in visa bond requirement. So the Caribbean is not there, only Zambia and Malawi. I know some individuals in Indiana who are from Malawi. So your family can't, let me it's not there. But only Malawi and Zambia name, of course, including the visa bond requirement. Of course, if you don't know about the visa bond requirement stuff, it's about the individuals who are coming into the country and they're coming illegally or they are coming legally and they just overstaying. They're not going back to their home. No. You know when somebody come and visit you and you give them nice lunch and they're checking, boy, they wish you could stay there, and you say, yeah man, you could stay there, you know, by joke you making. And then what, 9, 10 o'clock reaching the 90% come around 1 o'clock, you know. 9, 10 o'clock in the 90% there, 11 o'clock reach, 12, 12:30, you know, going home. Well, that is what that is really about right there, brothers and sisters. U.S. visa bond pilot list excludes Caribbean nation. And of course, that brings a lot of relief to the Caribbean travelers right there. Of course, we know about the CBN arrangement when it comes on to Dominica and a number of the other Caribbean islands, for which, you know, it seems like Dominica is obeying. That's good. You're smart. Dominica, you're smart. You're obeying. All right. But one thing I want them to put on you is the residency. Put the residency in place when it comes on to the CBI program. Obviously, you know, it's going out the drain, going out the window. So you just have to keep that in mind. Anyways, for those who are worried about this, well, there you go. All right. Moving along, brothers and sisters. Somebody made a comment, a very interesting comment. I think I needed to point it out right there. Why is this? Natres Dura, 5782 made a comment. Well, I confirm, of course, talking about the reaction I did yesterday, brothers and sisters, indicated about the athletes that will be left, you know, by the sports division. They came in 8 p.m. and nobody cared. We don't care about you, brothers and sisters. That's what the sports division was telling the athletes that came back, who came second place in St. Vincent, you know. We don't care about you. We don't care how you're reaching home. That's not our business. They just said it without saying that, brothers and sisters. All right. Anyways, this individual is confirming that the athletes has not support or has very little support from the government, if any support at all. Because my daughter, this individual has indicated, sorry about that, brothers and sisters, my thing just stopped right there. But let me just read this thing. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters, my thing just cut off right there. But anyways, my daughter, who dedicated a whole entire youth, brothers and sisters, or youthful days, years to sports, both national, regional, and international, in the cricket, football, and mostly cricket, this individual is saying, and now she's from retired cricket. She's a retired cricketer. Interesting, from Dominica. And not even thank you from the government. Nothing. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I see when I'm a number of athletes, when it comes on to the main West Indies team, a number of folks retired. I think it's Chris Gale and Darren and the other guy, I forget his name, Dwayne Bravo. I think when they retired, at least they gave them a round of applause, acknowledgement, you know, and so forth and so forth. But at least something like that would be done in Dominica, you know? No. They just don't care. This person is literally agreeing with what I've been saying. Right there. Not even a thank you from the very government. And most of those times she was on her own to and from the airport. So this is not something new. This is not something new, brothers and sisters. Never a thank you. At least a thank you, you know. At least they acknowledge me. Thank you, you know. Very sad, this individual is saying right there. Very sad, I must say. Indeed, it is very sad. It's very interesting that we're talking about that sentiment right there. And I'm going to be talking about something that somebody met me in the gas station. I hope you're watching it. I hope you're watching that video. Yes. So I'll address and say what happened in the gas station yesterday, brothers and sisters. But of course, it doesn't seem like the government does care for the athletes, nor the sports division at all. Or maybe it's just an isolated incident. No, I was saying maybe it's a one-out thing. Maybe they didn't know bad communication of sorts, or, you know. But this individual is then saying this has happened to her daughter as well. Something that she's very much familiar with. So it's not an isolated incident. This is not the first time I'm hearing this stuff. I'm also thinking of Thea LaFord, who was promised a loan sum of monies. The question is, did she get it? Did she get it? Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting for me to have a podcast with our brothers and sisters so we can talk about that stuff. By the way, guys, I dropped another snippet on the BrBpTV platform. You can definitely check that link. Will be in the first comment in the comment box below. More vibrations on the understanding of a number of things, brothers and sisters. Are the unions themselves in bed with the government? That's why there's no adequate salaries for the Dominican people. That's an interesting one that we talked about on the podcast. Definitely check that out. That link already is posted right there. So you guys definitely need to check this out right there. Let us move on, brothers and sisters. Of course, all government employees must understand something very important. They must realize that the process of collective bargaining, brothers and sisters. We want better salaries, collective bargaining, brothers and sisters, as usually understood, cannot be transplanted into the public service, the very public service that is being guided or guided by the whom? Government, brothers and sisters. How do the Dominican people want something better for themselves or act as a collective when they have unions and these kind of things here? And that service is being offered to them by whom? Under some sort of government official, or is being targeted by the government official. This is what I'm talking about a while ago, brothers and sisters, on the merit of the latest clip that I posted on BrBpTV. You can definitely check this out right there. That link will be in the first comment in the comment box below. It's interesting what is happening, brothers and sisters. Anyways, moving along right there, brothers and sisters. Apparently somebody was caught, and some individuals thought that it was Scarras Son, but I'm telling them his name is not Justin. Apparently, from some individual that told me, or sent this to me actually, indicated to me that the Royal Anguilla Police Force has him in custody. He's not Scarras Son. Okay, I see a number of you guys sharing this stuff. Apparently, from my understanding, he came from a prominent family. This individual came from a prominent family, and maybe, you know, he didn't receive that kind of love that he needed to receive, and, you know, maybe his family wasn't there for him like they should be. Maybe like the government should be there for the people. I don't know. But he wasn't necessarily there. The family, I'm guessing, wasn't necessarily there, because I'm guessing they always working, the mother working, father working, doing, you know, they were trying their best, you know, to ensure that he has a better life. But apparently he went wayward for some reason or the other, and apparently was involved in a number of interesting stuff. And of course he was caught. He escaped. Oh no, he's in custody, brothers and sisters, right there. So this was not Scarras Son, okay? Because all you see is Scarrat there, all you just say it is Scarrat. No. That is the young man that was escaped and got caught. Okay, so I just had to post it out right there in the video. Was saying Mystelics we catch Scarras Son. That's crazy. But you don't know my name. His name started with M. Okay. All right. Anyway, brothers and sisters, moving along right there. There's a Sun newspaper. What is going on, brothers and sisters? Apparently, Delbert Paris, opposition senator, says the government spends millions less than it budgets. Promises millions more, and delivers, I don't know what that PR means, but it pretty much doesn't deliver much, brothers and sisters. Delivers a public relation, I'm guessing. Comes and talks, oh, these are not kind of pie in the sky promises, and then bow, you see, pie in the sky promises. This is an international airport, but you don't know if it's copper-minded, I don't know, brothers and sisters. They say all sorts of things, and then the thing that they say it's not, it actually is. So we have to wonder what exactly is going on right there. But no money, no love. No money, no love. I heard Mel C singing that song, no money, no love. Oh, yes. And it come back to the Sun newspaper as a result of August 5th, 2025. Yesterday, this was me. And of course, Dominica Breaking News actually had a snippet on it. It's very interesting, brothers and sisters. As indicated right there, national budget outlines the funding allocated to government ministries. However, what is that however stuff? This does not always mean, wait a while, a national budget outlines the funding allocated to the government ministries. The funding allocated. The funding allocated. The funding that is got to government or for government ministries. However, this does not always mean the funds are readily available. So how they have it and it's not readily available, I don't know. Anyways, there are two main reasons this is being indicated right there for these discrepancies. Discrepancies. Number one, the money was never there. The money was never there to begin with. Anyways, the money was never there. Revenue shortfalls happen when tax collections or main income sources like the CBI, brothers and sisters, program perform worse than expected. Now, to me, brothers and sisters, now a country is supposed to be run like a business. True or false? You put up the capital for first, brothers and sisters, you put up the capital, you know, you put all the stuff there, people buy and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the year, you look at your profits and your losses. Now, based on your profits that you've made or your losses that you made, you know the next step. To me, that's how it's supposed to be run. Because the government is a business. Running a country is a business. This is why, like Trump, he runs it like a business. Okay? The big difference here, brothers and sisters, is in Dominica, we have no level of oversight. We just say, okay, we're going to do this, bow and get this done and bow, and then when that time comes, we not see nothing happening. And then you wonder what's going on, brothers and sisters, because apparently they don't seem to allocate the funds, or we just consistently making losses. Huh? With the billions of dollars from CBI, I think, well, then again, most likely it's been handled outside of Dominica, because even the government officials have admitted that there's monies outside there. Even Scarras himself admit that there's monies outside there for development fund. Not true? All right. So how on earth we saying that we don't have the monies allocated, but in the beginning you're saying that there's funding allocated for government ministries? That would tell you how much money we have. Okay, we start in 2022, January 2022, December 2022 reach. We have allocated $150 million profit. So we know, okay, that's the amount of money that we have versus our expenditure. Let's say expenditure is 50,000. So we have, let's say 150 million. We have 50 million expenditure. So we have $100 million remaining. Then you would say, okay, that 100 million, then we can see what we can put that money to, where we can allocate, where most of the money should actually go on, this kind of things. That's how it should run. Not true? Tell me I lie. Somebody tell me I lie. But apparently, that is not the case. Number one, the money was never there. Revenue shortfalls happen when tax collections or main income sources like the CBI program performs worse than expected. To me, that doesn't make any sense, because if you so call it that last year, you run in 2023 with the monies that you have made from 2022. That's how you know where you can allocate funds for. How on earth you say, oh, while we run in the country, money is being collected, then we know how to. So how you know what money is being allocated? How will you know what money is being allocated for what? If you don't even know where the money coming from. But there's another reason, brothers and sisters. There's another reason I think it's not there. But we'll talk about it, brothers and sisters. Like the CBI program performed worse than expected. If fewer passports are sold or taxes fall short a prediction, the government simply does not have enough cash to fulfill all its commitment. Donor funding delays pose another problem. Some donor funding, obviously, anyways. Some capital projects rely on grants or loans from international agencies. If there are delays or cancellations or cancelled due to non-compliance or red tape, ministries are left stranded, even though the funds were included in the budget. So we are hoping that we get funds, and then because we are hoping that we get funds, then we... What kind of foolish system is this? That is a foolish system. So you don't know what money is coming in, so you just put in whatever money you think so what's to be there. Really? What kind of ridiculous? That cannot be the way they're doing it. I find that is a pure mean. No one has carried laughing want to ridicule Thompson because he himself has no clue. How you doing things on the basis of running things during the year to collect and if monies don't come in that don't make sense. You're supposed to collect that monies. You say you have $100 million from minus the taxes, minus the expenses, and we can say okay, let's allocate 20 million from this there going there. We have 5 million going there. We have 30 million going there. And you put based off the monies you actually have from the previous year. But you want to run budget cycle and say what money is going there, and you have no clue. Or you might have an understand. Okay, we have this contract going to come in April, where we'll get 10 million, and then when April come, we don't have, so how you planning that day? What kind of foolish? That's all ridiculous. The plans, number 2, the plans weren't met to be real sometimes. Ministries include projects in the budget for optics because it sounds nice, yes. They sound impressive in speeches, yes, but lack proper planning, staffing, or feasibility. This is why Dominica is the 80s. Feasible studies. Look at the airport. They say it was how much money you have to build it. But based off the amount I saw, it was less than $300 million. Now we hear it's about $2.3 billion to build the international airport. And people still look at their monies. Okay then. They sound impressive in speeches, but lack proper planning, staffing, and feasibility studies. This is known as window dressing, or like we used to go, window shopping. Well, window dressing. Let me stick to that. All right, window shopping. You actually see this stuff. You just can't buy it. Okay, there you just put in figures. Boy, look thingsy. Allocations to the youth housing, agriculture, and or entertainment may make headlines, but behind the scenes there is little intention or capacity to carry them out. Bottom line, a large budget doesn't guarantee delivery. What really counts is not what's announced, but what's actually implemented. What's actually implemented. The brothers and sisters, I remember some time back, I was talking about, I was saying 2023, 2024. It's actually 2022, brothers and sisters. Wow. Now, it's very interesting that we're seeing what is approved. Now, what we just read there is the stuff that has been approved, right? Okay, you say we do have amount of money. So let's say, so in 2022, 2023, what was approved, Office of the President would get $1.07 million. Okay, what was actually approved. Doesn't mean that the Office of the President going to get that amount of money based on how they run in business. That is a margin of failure. That is a miraculous margin of failure. Can you imagine a miraculous margin of failure that there? Because you don't know how you're going to get the monies. Maybe you have promissory notes you have to give to get the monies in the next year, and you say, let's wait for us to get the actual money from the promissory notes. No, you have to get the cash in hand for you to then say, okay, we have this amount of monies, let's see what we can allocate from the cash we have in hand from the ending of 2022, and then carry it over to 2023, and then we can, because that's the money we have for 2022. That's the profit that we have for 2022. Let's see what we can use so we can get more money out of what we have made. But there's no level of oversight, it seems. Doesn't seem like that is the case. Anyways, as you can clearly see, brothers and sisters, the approved versus the revised. What actually happened? In Office of the President, 1 million. Apparently that wasn't the case. $10,000 was allocated for him, I guess. National security, 7,267,000. Elections. Okay. All right then. You guys know it. As you can see, you know one of the things that shocked me, brothers and sisters, when I saw the office of the Prime Minister own. We're talking about money that's allocated. Money that was supposed to be allocated for the office of the Prime Minister was $97 million. When the revised scheme, brothers and sisters, it was $216 million. $216 million. So if on the basis of what we just read there, brothers and sisters, with the understanding that they do not have the monies, they just saying this and they allocating. How on earth did the Prime Minister, office of the Prime Minister, move from $97 million to $260 million? That means the office of the Prime Minister got more money rather than the allocated amount. Where did that $216 million come from? You understand the craziness right there? Look at the orders, brothers and sisters. Finance, 17 million, 4 million was actually revised. Blue and green energy, 19, that actually went up. No, that is education. Education, sorry. Education from 19 to 34. I mean, ask me how, I don't know. Housing and urban housing went up from 86 to 127 million. Where did they get the extra money? That's what I want to know. 15, healthcare, obviously gonna be less. They don't care about the people. So 15 million was approved, 5 million was spent. Rural modernization and Kalinago upliftment, 25 actually went up to 49. Ask me where it go, I don't know. Maybe in the hands of people. Tourism, brothers and sisters, 15 million was approved, 1 million. Okay. Sports, 16, you know that going now. What's come down to the people, it's getting less. 16 million approved, 3 million right there, brothers and sisters. 3 million. So it says a lot, brothers and sisters. It don't say what? No. Sometimes they take out the funds that were supposed to go to these things and they put it in somewhere else. Most of the time the Prime Minister office got the majority of it right there. So the cabinet office, 2 million, that stays around the same. Public works, of course, that's going to go down. 166 million to 65 million. Of course it go down. Anything that has to do with the people will go down. So if they allocate the money is approved and they don't have the money to approve it, it's just nice to say. The same thing for agriculture, brothers and sisters. I should have put the agricultural one as well. 15 million, about what? 2 point something million was spent. And then the office of the Prime Minister. Look at the office of the Prime Minister. But, ooh, 97 million already high. You know, that is the highest. Highest. But the office of Prime Minister going $97 million. And move from 97 million to $212 million. 260 million. Okay. Alright then, brothers and sisters. Clear that these people have no clue. No clue.
I noticed, for example,
look at this is what Thompson is talking about agriculture in that regard right there. Let's take a listen.
I noticed, for example, that in this budget, this government budget, they have assigned only $40 million to agriculture, $7 million to pay the persons in the ministry and so on, and another $23 million for so-called capital, probably to buy land.
So 30 million and 7 million going to ministries. 7 million. That is for 1 year. What are you doing like that? Huh? What are you doing? Are you finding markets? Why are you getting all that? Why? Anyways, that's not the point. Let's continue.
Plants and trees and so on.
Let's go back to
the persons in the ministry and so on, and another $23 million for so-called capital, probably to buy land, plants and trees and so on. A bill of 2 feeder roads that they've only mentioned 2 feeder roads when they have hundreds of feeder roads that needs to be repaired in Dominica.
That's what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Why is the office of the Prime Minister getting all that money? And the places that actually need the money to actually make some sort of growth, to have some sort of growth, getting mediocre monies. And then when you do the revised version, what will actually spend, brothers and sisters, is less. So even though they claim $30 million, you know, 7 million must go. 30 million must go. So by the time when you revise it, how much might be spent? Probably 10 million. I mean, 7 million go to the ministers. I'm just giving a hypothetical, 7 million go to the ministers or ministry, and then 3 million goes to the, and they're talking about building 2 feeder roads, 2. There are hundreds of them, 2 feeder roads. And you think these people care about the country? Don't worry, the person I come into you soon.
2 feeder roads.
Right.
You know, in this year's budget. So it seems to me that that is too little and it will not do anything significant. But for us, we understand the importance of agriculture. So agriculture, we will have what we call a Marshall Plan for agriculture, meaning that we'll throw the resources.
As it should. You're supposed to throw resources to agriculture. Dominica is supposed to be the agricultural basin of the Caribbean. It's supposed to be. St. Vincent, small St. Vincent that does get 1 volcano. We have 9 active volcanoes with rich soil, and you're telling me that you're allocating $15 million and using less than $3 million of it? And then the office of the Prime Minister moved from 97 million. What? 97 million is most likely to pay what do you call that? The housing and stuff where you staying. Can you imagine that? You're paying $64,000 a month. That's a contributing factor for it. $64,000 a month for a man to stay in a house. And you wonder about where all the money is going for us, our development. Oh, I'm coming soon. I'm coming.
At agriculture, that will allow us to very quickly build an agriculture sector that is robust, that is self-sustaining, but more importantly, that will be able to allow us to move into the area of agro-processing.
Factories. Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. And when I remember back in the day when they used to do the agriculture and the budget, how much $100 million coming in from Dominica in agriculture, then they will put that, what goes to the teachers or whatever they're talking about in that, whatever alignment of the funds will go into. You have monies coming in, you have surplus coming in, brothers and sisters. And we have to depend on CBI, and CBI, we don't know where CBI going. Well, we have an idea where it's going. Yeah, agriculture is supposed to take precedence. I wish I'd put that. 15 million it was, brothers. 15 million. Office of the Prime Minister. 16. Revised. No, 16. 97 million. Oh. 97 million, brothers and sisters. Then the revised is 216 million. 2022 to 2023. It's very interesting that we're talking about this, brothers and sisters, like I mentioned a while ago. Are the unions looking forward, or are the unions in bed with the government? This is why there's not much proper salaries or wages for the people of Dominica. Yeah, the Prime Minister them increasing the salaries, and then they have to pay house and all sorts of things. They're doing things for you, no? All right then. Letter to the editor, brothers and sisters. This was sent to me on my stuff. What I want to know is why the preschool teachers getting paid $1,000 a month. I know back in the day, brothers and sisters, probably a few years ago, I know a preschool teacher getting $500 a month. $500 a month that preschool teacher was getting. But of course, $1,000 a month. Are these not teachers too? Big question right there. A preschool teacher gets $1,000 a month minus Social Security, making it $932.50 a month. Does that seem fair? While the Prime Minister them increase their salaries by $4,000, increase, you know. For your salary is $932. A mentor / assistant teacher on the NEP gets the same $1,000 minus Social Security a month. A raker on the NEP, people raking, you know, gets the same amount and works less time. A preschool teacher works from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. A preschool teacher has to change pampers, wipe bottoms, wipe nose, you know, clear the children, make sure they clean before they go and meet their parents. And their parents wonder what on earth is going on. So they have to definitely take care of the little ones right there for this little money. This is unfair. This individual is saying preschool teachers deserve more. Yes, they do. Everybody deserves more. But the Prime Minister say, no, $10 to $20. The union, $10 to $20 a month now for the year. You get a $10 to $20 increase. Gasa, look at him. They're exposed to so many illnesses, yes. And many even carried home to their families and spread, child coughing. Sometimes they don't cough their mother. Stop that. Right in your face, you go home and you bring it to your children, everybody gets sick. Not true. This person is saying we need to do better pay for preschool teachers. They work hard too. They are the beginning, the foundation layers, they need an increase. Sometimes I even hear the preschool teachers, not just preschool teachers, the high school teachers and primary school teachers have to use their money to get resources for the students. Get resources for the students, brothers and sisters, so that they can teach the students properly, because the school them doesn't supply it. But of course, they need an increase. You cannot be getting the same as NEP workers and they are government workers. Do better. Remember when Claire Harbour, well, some of you don't remember, but I've indicated this before. Claire Harbour wanted to pay the workers in US dollars. The government said no. Why? Because they're afraid that the workers will leave government jobs to then go and get better paying salaries than the government. Because Claire Harbour is going to pay them in US dollars. They deserve better. A raise for preschool teachers. You agree or you disagree? I definitely do agree. So yes, a raise for preschool teachers, better agricultural measures based on what Thompson was saying. Definitely 2 feeder roads. Really? They care about? Okay. All right then, brothers and sisters. But you know what the Prime Minister is definitely doing? This is the Prime Minister's establishment. You don't see it? Somebody sent me this. Right there. The Prime Minister's establishment, his house. That is his house. Remember the Prime Minister say, I don't need to stay in mansion. Yeah, the mansion in Vegas is to stay. I don't know if he stayed there again. Then he moved to Mount Daniel in another mansion that the people paying $64,000 a month. And then on there, close to that area, they are building this. Right there for him. How on earth do the people allow this to happen? Where the Prime Minister is pimping them paying $64,000 a month. With a high salary that they already increased. It increased by 50%. And then the Prime Minister increases on my $4,000 around that region, brothers and sisters. And then they build a big house. But they build in their own house for the backs of the people, while giving the people apartments and little houses and those kind of things. That they themselves cannot even pass on to their own family members. Or the other day that they want to give titles, but there's a big difference in titles, brothers and sisters. There's a title where you are able to own, and there's a title where you are able to reside. The very Prime Minister admitted that. There needs to be some sort of title we give you where you can reside there, and then when you pass on, then it comes back to the government. He said, it's not me, he stated, that is exact, well, paraphrasing, but the same sentiment. Right there. Oh, okay. But he does this though. He's doing that. It's very interesting that I landed on this, brothers and sisters, and it's that I got this video after I met the individual in Portsmouth by the gas station. Let me just read this for you guys. They're helping themselves and not the youth. Look, uncle bringing up his wall. Yes, he bringing up his wall so you wouldn't see what's going on there. He bringing up his wall. I wonder what he afraid of. This is what this individual told me. I wonder what he afraid of. Yesterday, an individual met me and asked me, Mystelics, what are you doing for the youth? No, I'm a person when I have certain things, especially when it comes down to the YouTube sector, I want to get people. I have helped a number of persons in that sector as well. And then we were having a little back and forth and so forth and so forth. He said, and I said, we need to change the government. He said, no, we don't change the government. He asked me what I doing for the youth, but he never once asked what is his power rep doing for the youth. He never once asked that. Then a bus driver came and heard me say we change the government. He said, the bus driver said, no, we don't change the government. In Portsmouth. In Portsmouth. In Portsmouth. One of the places that has been neglected the most. I don't know if Granby and Portsmouth competing to see who going to get beat the most. Beaten the most. I don't know who competing to see who getting the best beating that they can get from the Labour government, brothers and sisters. After all what we've experienced here, you lose the same partner driving bus. Boy. So the partner and I having a discussion back and forth. And then there's some little boys, 3 boys riding some, I guess, makeshift bikes and bicycles and this kind of things there. And when they hear the partner saying that about helping the youth, then the little boys say, we want bikes. And they pointing, we want bicycles. That's why I say, I look like Santa Claus? Huh? I look like Santa Claus? Brothers and sisters, the huge problem here, and no number of persons know that I actually assisted them in certain reasonings and this kind of thing. That's a whole other story right there. Nobody needs to know that business right there. But the mere fact you asking me, what am I doing to help the youth? But you're not asking your parent, how are they helping the youth? The very people who are being paid to help the youth, not helping the youth. Nobody paid me. You asking me what I doing for the youth? And your parent drawing a set of money, not doing nothing. So how does it work, brothers and sisters? And this is why I always bring it the national understanding. We need to have a sense of national pride, and then we hear people say we need to give back to the community, brothers and sisters. What does that mean? You go to school, your parents have to pay money for you to go to school to get an education. That means you're already giving to the community by paying the school to teach your children. You go to primary school, the same thing happens, brothers and sisters. To pay tuition, all those kind of things there. You go college, same thing. Then you leave college, hopefully you go college or high school, whatever you finish, brothers and sisters, if primary school, whatever, you go and get a job. You working your butt off, brothers and sisters, in that same country to get mediocre pay. Mediocre pay. And then people will say, you have to give back to your country. How? Why? How? Make it make sense to me. I would understand if your country was giving you free education and free schooling and those kind of things there. I would understand the sentiment. Okay, I went to school, they did this, and you know, like in the United States, sometimes they give you free meal, they have cafeterias and all those kind of things there. And I know we might be understanding Melissa. No, they're taking it from CBIs, not their money they're taking it from. Huh? They're selling your birthright, brothers and sisters, to then say, oh, let's give it. Not true? All right. What has your country done for you, brothers and sisters? When people are trying to build their homes, they cannot build their homes in the very country that they pay heavy taxes. Not even taxes, fees. When the government adding additional fees for you, and the fees are here increase. Ay, ay, ay. We need to have a sense of national pride. Now, keep in mind, brothers and sisters, not saying this to break down anybody, but if you have to understand something, that struck a nerve in me, you know, brothers and sisters, because I know what I've done for a number of people in society. Some of them watching my videos every day. But for you to ask me what I'm doing for youth, and you're not asking your pal rep that drawing money to do things for the youth, not doing nothing for the youth, nothing at all, no creation of jobs, none of that stuff. And you're saying we should put back the same people there. Hopefully one day I can bring that person in a podcast, boy. Why are people so afraid of coming on podcasts with me? We just want to. I have my worldview, you have your worldview. Let's see if we can reason. That is all. Reason. There are people that met me in the labor camp, brothers and sisters, the 70th thing. They take down my number. I said, let's have a little record. They said, no problem, we're coming. Up to now, they don't even peep me. They don't even send me their number. They have my number. They have my public number. But they have my number, brothers and sisters. They don't even peep me to say, we're ready to come and let's see. That's all that. Back up your worldview, that is all. I'm a man that deals in reality. I don't deal in fiction. I like fiction movies. But I know the difference, brothers and sisters. It's in reality and fiction. So when that person met me and told me, what have I done for the youth? He failed to ask what his people, his own people that he's voting for, what are they doing? It's very interesting that you're asking him, man. Your people are there. You vote for them. What are they doing for the youth? Nothing but coming for the other people and not getting paid to do things for the youth, Brothers and sisters, I stay long. I was going to talk about this. We'll talk about this stuff the next time. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Now, guys, don't get me wrong. If you have the ability to help people, help people. You don't have to help the whole world. It's not your prerogative to help the whole world. Especially when you have the funds to help the whole world. You see a little somebody there with certain skills and talents. If you can do something, if you can talk to that person, talk to them. Hey, I think you have a talent. Maybe you should go there. Sometimes people need a little guidance. Sometimes people need a little financial aid. But don't come and tell people that you're voting for nothing and come for people that you're not voting for to do things what the people you voted for need to do. I find that very shocking. And like I indicated before, I believe we need to have a sense of national pride for where we come from. This is the place that we were born, and wherever you're born, brothers and sisters, place that you were born and raised, and have a sense of national pride. But when the people you put to do things for you in positions are not doing it, and you have to constantly try to make it, then people tell you need to give back after the very people put in more fees while you're not increasing your salaries. All sorts of magic is going on. Sometimes even the unions working against you and your better interests, what they're supposed to be doing. Check the comments in the comment box below, brothers and sisters. What are your thoughts, man? These are my thoughts. If you enjoyed or understand my concise, click the thumbs up button. I want to help push these videos further there. Click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that right there. And of course, subscribe for more vibrations, as they do definitely tend to come through. Right, it's about Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Start leaking always. Thanks so much for watching.